purpose of this video is to show you how to construct a waistband curtain when all you have is just the canvas. And the reason this is a pre-constructed waistband curtain. As you can see, it's got the canvas underneath, but it's got some pocketing in pleats on the face side of it. Here's another example of a pre-prepared waistband curtain. This has some snug text in the middle, which is also a possibility if you want to use snug text to help keep the shirt in. If for some reason you want to make your own waistband curtain because the pre-prepared ones are not suitable for whatever reason, and you want to match your clothing better, match it to your pocketing, you can buy just the waistband canvas and construct your own curtain from it. And the first thing that you want to do is remove this binding here. And what you're looking at on this side is the wrong side of the canvas. So I've got a piece here where I've already taken off that binding, and I'll show you how to make the curtain. Flip it over and we're going to work from the right side. Again, this is just a small piece. You want to use the length of whatever you want your waistband to be. The first piece, we're going to bind this bottom edge here, and you cut a piece 1 3/4 inches wide this way, and the length however long the canvas is that you want to cover. You take that and fold it over the bottom edge of this canvas. Okay, fold that over, and I'm just using muslin here. You'll want to use your pocketing for this that matches your pocketing in your trouser, or for this binding piece you can also use non-fusible wiggin. And then for the curtain piece, you do want to use some pocketing. So this piece should be 4 1/2 inches wide this way, and this will be suitable for a waistband that's 1 1/2 inches wide, a trouser waistband 1 1/2 inches wide. So take it right sides together. First, match up this with the edge that you just created with that binding, this binding here. Pull it up for a pleat about 1/4 inch lower than that edge there. But in order to make sure it's the right length, you need to measure this width to 1 3/4. I'm going to do that. I want to make sure it's pretty close to 1 3/4. That's a little bit off. And 1 7/8. So just tuck in a little bit longer because you want this bottom pleat to be lower than this underneath one, the one we bound. You want it to be a little bit lower than that. I'm going to show you why in a minute. So I want to get this to 1 3/4. And it is. I've measured that so that it will be right, that pleat will be right where I need it. Then what we're going to do is sew a tiny pleat in here, about a scant 1/8, closer to a 1/16 inch, right there along that edge. Through all these layers, you're going to sew it through the pleat and through this binding on both sides. So I'm going to hold this together and take that to the machine. I'm going to check it on both sides and make sure it's all even. Okay, that's what it looks like from the back. And I'm going to sew through all those layers right here. Okay, so I've sewed in my pleat. And then what's left to do is you just pull this up. And I got a little R there, so I know that's my right side. And this is your waistband curtain. Now, when your waistband is attached to your pant, and you of course attach this to the front and flip it over, this comes onto the inside of the waistband, what you can then do is pull this up and stitch right in here against the seam allowance where the waistband joins to the pant waist and fix that down. This comes down and hides that stitch as well. Okay, and that's your waistband curtain.